take it from here. To begin with, we are right here welcoming our speaker who is responsible for leading the World Gold Council activities across the Indian gold market. He comes in with deep understanding of the Indian consumer and the jewelry market, from strategic thinking to practical execution. He has over 2 decades of rich experience and understanding of the Indian consumer. He's joined from De Beers, where he has held several senior roles for the past 13 years. As managing director of De Beers India, he has led the De Beers Forevermark business in India and the Middle East. With other brands like Swatch Group and Benetton, now right here in our midst, we are pleased to welcome and hand over to the Regional CEO, India World Gold Council, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sachin Jain. Well, the gentleman is good and knows the river depths on both sides. So hence, we'll hand over to the lady so the gentleman can then tell us the comparison probably. Am I right, Richa ma'am? Okay, then in that case, here we are talking about someone who brings in 27 years of experience, where she has successfully led businesses across B2B, B2C, and luxury landscapes, which provided her in-depth understanding of not only branding, but most importantly about consumers, their needs, and changing preferences. Developing a brand from scratch is not just her capability, but passion, I must say that. If we know brands like L'Oreal and the strength they have today, then I'm giving the credits to her. With all due respect to the titles she's earned as visionary in the luxury sector. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Managing Director, India and Middle East Natural Diamonds Council, Ms. Richa Singh.
I Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. I've lost my voice, so please bear with me today. Nikki, you tell me when, okay? So it's always bad to come after Sachin, but it's also more challenging to come before Sachin. We are going to talk about a much smaller industry, but we think a more exciting industry, at least the one that he's been a part of. And natural diamonds have been, I think, the industry made us fall in love with them, and industry made sure that we who come from the outside, my team and I, enjoy every moment that we spend on it. We have a little, yes, we have I'm going to start with a short presentation on what the topic was given to us and then go into a discussion after Sachin has spoken. Yeah? Yes. You know, despite what we talk about technology, and everybody's talking about technology changing the world and how AI is going to come and redefine us and whatever we do, and while it's all true, while we believe that the future is technology, at the core of our industry and the core of any business is the human stories and what you add to the technology and what you make of the technology. No. We are the largest luxury category. As she mentioned, I started my career in L'Oreal, and when we started to talk, we have a while when I joined work, and everybody said, we all spoke about jewelry being the largest luxury category, all categories. When we started personal care, the first analysis we did ever in the world was to try to figure out what jewelry was doing right and how could personal care replicate it. And you know, as we go along, I believe that we underestimate, when people ask us what is luxury or name some luxury brands, we never mention jewelry. We as an industry never speak of it as a luxury category, and that's something we need to change. We are the largest luxury category and we should own it. Nikki, you'll have to click for me. I'm going to start very quickly with the consumer today and what we feel is the key takeouts. This is true for the consumer in India and globally. The first thing is that sorry, it's not working for me. You know, the consumer today wants it all. The consumer has decided, मैं कुछ चुनूंगा नहीं कि मुझे चाट पसंद है या कार्पाचियो पसंद है या पिज्ज़ा खाऊंगी या स्ट्रीट पे चाट खाऊंगी. Everything needs to be had. This consumer wants everything. While I want Sangeet with 1,000 people, I want a proposal at the Eiffel Tower where it's just me and the man. So I want Western world's best and I want to keep my culture's best and have it all. So it's today the consumer has become a global consumer and is looking to do everything that she wants. The second, it's a very distracted consumer. She has 3 seconds of attention span. We as a team have classified it and called it a multi-tab consumer. Any woman, any man, you ask them to open their phone and they will have at least 10 tabs open. You're banking at the same time, you're thinking of ordering something online. A woman is thinking, kal main tiffin kya banaungi? At the same time, she's thinking what she's going to wear for an event in the evening. And watching a movie and saying, how can I go there? So she has no time to listen to a sweet, general moment that you create. Any communication that you have with her has to connect with her in the first 3 seconds of where she stands. Next is authenticity or real. I would like to take this with a pinch of salt. We are planned moments. We like planned moments. It's a planned candid. You get up, you want to look natural, but you're a natural made up person. But if you see the consumer, she's looking to, she wants to capture you on not just the red carpet, but she also wants to see you standing and saying, what's the behind the scenes? You know, I want to capture a airport moment, and today we are seeing the consumer more excited about airport looks than the red carpet because she feels this is more true to what a celebrity is doing. And they want to capture her doing a puja at home, not looking as posh as she does at a red carpet moment. So you want to see what you consider real. The next is, I want to do good. I want to give back to the world. I want to be a good citizen. I don't have the time to do it. So I choose brands that are doing good. And I believe that us as an industry, there is a lot of good that we do, but we don't speak about. A lot of stuff that is being done by the retailers because आप कभी पूछें ये आपने बताया क्यों नहीं, वो बोलेंगे पर इससे मुझे business नहीं मिलता है. कौन sustainability की बात करता है? Nobody wants to put advertising money behind sustainability. It doesn't give you any return. So because of that, it's not spoken about. I put 2 examples here. The work that De Beers is doing, and I think there is a quantum of work that is being done, but our consumer is not aware of what is being done. It's my favorite story to tell, but SRK is ahead of the curve in terms of what they are doing, and they became net zero in 24 when the country's target is 3 years later. And this is something we should be proud of, but there is no reason for us to speak about the good work we do, so we aren't. But we should be cognizant of the fact that the consumer wants it. Consumer पूछ रहा है कि ये कौन सा brand ऐसा है जो अच्छा काम कर रहा है. Last fact that we have is it's a borderless innovation. You cannot think मेरी street में या मेरे घर में या हमारे शहर में ये नहीं होता. We see a lot of small towns जहाँ पे वो कहते हैं हाँ ठीक है बॉम्बे में होता होगा बट ना अम्बाला में नहीं हो रहा है या इधर इस शहर में नहीं हो रहा है, which is not true. Your consumer is watching. Technology is made it such that the consumer is a global consumer, not just the one because of their travel, but because of the access they have and what they are watching across. We've just put you'll click the video we have for Tiffany. We wanted to show you, this is something that our consumers spoke about. Tiffany did an exhibition in UK. It was an exhibition, and the innovation they did in terms of showcasing, consumers articulated it. ऐसा नहीं है कि कल वो उठ के सारे टिफिनी चले जाएंगे कुछ खरीदने, but they're all aware of it and they all want to see how good their brand looks in comparison to what is being done globally. Our reason for success, and I say this as an industry, is the trust that our industry has built and the personal touch we bring to the table. You know, everybody knows every bhabhi ji ke ghar mein kya ho raha hai. I just met one of the Diamantaires and I said, आपके घर में शादी है मुबारक हो, कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है मेरा, पर हम शादी डिस्कस करके आए हैं कि कैसे होंगी, क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या पहनने वाली हैं, सब अभी, literally 20 minutes ago. We all know what is happening and this is our personal touch, right? आपको पता है कब कोई बेबी हो रहा है, बेबी की graduation हो रही है, शादी हो रही है. You are the first person, one of the first few people who gets the wedding card in the family. The jeweler is the most respected confidant almost. And we feel that because of technology, this is your reason for success and your biggest challenge. None of us have managed to convert this beautiful experience online. So if a younger consumer, my 18-year-old wants to go out, she has no desire to meet an uncle who says, beta ghar mein kya ho raha hai? Ya mummy ko kya hua? She has no desire for it. I have not managed to convert this experience online. Despite all the technology, this personal touch is what is missing. This trust is what is missing online. And yes, is the world going to adopt e-com? Is it happening? Yes, of course it is happening. But today the consumer is not ready to talk about getting ready as a bride online. She wants to go, she wants the uncle to say, beta, aapke upar to yehi jach raha hai. Which she will take 30 photos of herself, come back and wear it. So the two biggest reasons for success have become our biggest challenge today because we are not, despite our attempt, yes, we have done social, we have done, we do an AI thing where people can try on the jewelry on themselves. That personal touch hasn't converted to what is happening. You're buying something which is going to stay with you for life. And I don't think you can connect to, yes, the Western world says it's a, add to a cart kind of a situation. An heirloom cannot be added to cart. We haven't managed to do it, and I'm not sure we want to do it. There is a certain journey that happens online that technology aids, but there is something to buying or making a memory. I do not know if we are ready for it to be isolated on a laptop or a phone and we are adding to cart and saying, this is how I buy a piece for a lifetime. Go ahead. We tried to figure technology because we were told to speak of technology in our industry, and there are some things which I must mention from, this was our, the provenance, the journey that a diamond takes has been a big question mark. It's obviously started from the Western world, but it's something we are discussing and speaking about in India more and more. It's something that is, brands may not consider a necessity, but it's becoming almost a mandate, a hygiene on where you come from, what good you're doing for the world. Again, I spoke about SRK. It's like how they used, we also were picking on examples from the industry where we said that how can you use technology in a better way, and what they're doing in terms of their supply chain is commendable. You must come and see what the kind of work they have put behind it. I'm also picking on a brand. This was one of the articulated campaigns from India. Despite all that we do, despite how glorious we feel and what filters we put, every woman's desire to look like an actor or, what she's on stage, it was a very basic core feeling, but Indriya took it and it really worked for them. I do not know what the consumer did, but she remembered. वो छुप के चाहे देख रही हो अपने आप को, वो देखना चाहती है कि अदिति राव के जैसे उसको मौका मिलता to dress up and look like that, get made up like that, how beautiful she looked. And this was something that the consumer started to articulate about, speak about. I also want to talk about forecasting. We work very closely with Malabar, the kind of work that they are doing or using technology. So there's a lot of technology that goes already in, behind the scenes that the consumer probably doesn't know about. But I'm also going to pick front end, coming to what we do best. This is one of the larger, mega films that were made by one of our partners in the South. I'm going to show you a snippet of it, but there's no audio to this, Nikki? It's a very long film. We've just cut the opening to show you. But they said that my brand stands for the grandiose. हमारे रीजन में ऐसी फिल्में चलती हैं, दे वांट टू सी द स्केल, दे वांट टू सी द माइथोलॉजी, दे वांट टू सी द हिस्ट्री, बट इंस्टेड ऑफ स्पेंडिंग मनी ऑन द सेट्स, दे वांटेड टू स्पेंड मनी showcasing the brand and showcasing the jewelry. They've made a series of this, and you must see the work they've done. This is not new, but they've been working and doing this for a while, and they've used AI beautifully to do this. Not to say that it replaces a celebrity, but it has its own place, and there is good work that our industry has been doing. Um, we believe that it's all about, you know, artificial intelligence and human mind meeting in the middle. We already see a lot of work that is happening in Surat. We feel that the one place that we need to work as an industry, our job to work and lead on, is the workforce upskilling. We are a very large employer, and हमारे ऊपर है कि हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, because I keep, we are going to show you a snippet soon that it's not, the battle is not going to be who chose AI. The battle is who chose to, who worked with AI better. Everybody will have to use AI at some stage, but we need to make sure that our staff, our workforce is ready for it, and I don't think we've started work on it, and we as an industry need to start work on it. The second part that we are working in a very big way is correcting the misinformation. While we all like to Google up stuff, while there is information, there is an equivalent amount of misinformation. And we were discussing it yesterday, especially on e-commerce, where the consumer is not aware of what is happening. And, you know, it says we have contradicting knowledge that comes online, and the consumer doesn't know which is right. And we will show you some examples as we go ahead. But this is a snippet we caught last week. I happened to be watching something. I'm a very tech-challenged person, so I try to self-educate. This is something we found online. I'd like to play for you.
Where do you think we are in this revolution?
Well, if you were in America, I'd give you a baseball analogy, but given the fact that you're from the UK, I'll give you a cricket analogy. If you think about 50 overs in a match, I think we're probably at over number 2 or 3.
Wow.
We're still in the very early days, Richard. And there's so much that needs to still get built out. There's so much potential that is there to go out and impact every industry. We're in the very early days where people are starting to see the definitive potential of the technology. But
So just want to highlight, the industry thinks कि अभी हमने 2% से 4% तक AI को touch किया है. You're going to get 90% plus of AI still to come. So our worlds are going to change dramatically in the next few years. And I think that the speed of change is going to be much faster than we expected. I'm going to just take this moment to tell you very quickly, I'm not going to read out the numbers, very quickly on what we are doing from a consumer-facing point of technology. We are 100% digital. We are a very small team, but we work, all our initiatives are digital by default. It's a combination of our budgets and what we think is something we can build on. But we, go ahead. We are working on a PR narrative. We think as an industry, we need to speak a lot more of what we are doing, the initiatives we are taking. 100% of all work that NDC has done in 2025 has been with retailers. तो चाहे हमारी press interview होती है, article होता है, हम कोई, we do an initiative in the trade, we do shows, everything is with the retailer. We do not sell anything. We are a not-for-profit body. So everything is with a retailer. We are trying to set examples for retailers to follow. We are doing everything for the consumer. We have pivoted and said it's going to be all about knowledge. Knowledge is not just education as a conventional sense that you are taught, GIA आपको कुछ बताता है, De Beers आपको कुछ. That is depth of knowledge. What we are telling you is how you can sell, how you can answer a consumer who's got mixed bag of information. She saw someone saying, in America saying something, someone in Dubai saying something, but a jeweler contradicts it, or a jeweler doesn't know what is happening. We are making sure that the knowledge is up. We have done a combination of information for the consumer, and I'll give you something very silly. Everybody says how to buy a diamond. आप उसको facts देते हैं, but एक औरत बैठ के कह रही है, but अगर मेरा दिल करता है तो आपके क्राइटेरिया में दिल करता है क्यों नहीं आता? मेरा दिल करता है. आप अपनी मदर्स की रेसिपीज पूछेंगे, वो बोलेंगी अंदाज से. So it's not, there is a touch, a human touch, which we are trying to add to facts. Jewelry is a very passionate buy, and we are trying to add the facts and the knowledge and adding the passion to it, or her desire and love for jewelry and saying what can we give to her, there is a girl math. अगर मैं 100 साल, मेरी बेटी 18 साल की है, अगर मैंने चूड़ी उसके बर्थ पे खरीदी थी और अगर मैं 100 साल पहनूं और मैं उसको दे दूं and she wears it for 100 years, do I care what it resells at? The girl math says अगर मैं कोई चीज़ 50 बार पहन से, I'm never going to wear this dress 50 times, but I never questioned how much I paid for it. So why am I giving her a dissection and saying इतने का ये, इतने का ये, इतने का ये? वो पूछ ही नहीं रही आपसे. वो पूछ रही है, आप उसको बोल रहे हैं भाभी जी आप 100 साल पहनेंगी, वो कहेगी हाँ. My grandmother-in-law wore solitaires in her ears till the last day, and she every day used to remind me and tell me, जब मैं 18 साल की थी, जब मेरी शादी हुई, मुझे ना आपके नाना जी ने यहाँ से ला के दिया था. उन्होंने मुझे रोज ये कहानी सुनाई. She used to repeat herself, and she wore them till the last day. So if a girl gets her कान छिदावद on 13 दिन पे उसके कान छिदते हैं, and she wears it till she's 93, it's a bloody good investment. Why are we shying away from the fact that it's an investment? An investment is not just what you keep in the locker or keep in your bank balance and say value buddy. It's also how it makes me feel and how much I consume it. We are the only category that you can use and it still can be sold back. Use multiple times, fine jewelry. So between gold and, go ahead Nikki. Between gold and diamonds, what we can do, sorry, go ahead again, the last thing is we are working very hard to say, and we're going to stand with all of you, front of you, again and again with multiple people to say, we are creating confusion in a consumer's mind. We are making sure with lab-grown diamonds coming in, we believe that natural and lab-grown diamonds have their own place. But going out and saying, they're nature's diamonds today, the newest one that has come to us, consumer, is a modern diamond. Modern diamond kya hota hai? Gen Z diamonds. We, thankfully, as of last week, we have terminology guidelines from the BIS. We are going to work with the retailers to say that we need to make sure that we do not spread information. We are, you know, if you go, I just spoke about it, if you go online and type and say 2 carat, price of a 2 carat ring, you will get a range which starts from 25,000 going up to 6 lakhs. The consumer doesn't understand why one product is available for 25,000 to 6 lakhs. And we are not doing descriptors or knowledge on it. We are actually misusing the technology available to us and creating confusion in the consumer's mind. I'm going to skip this, Nikki, go. We also are using topical moments to leverage technology. We had a person who met us in Bangalore and said he wanted to propose, and he thinks that, you know, a proposal is a very high moment in his life. 32-year-old man works in Deloitte, wanted to propose to his girlfriend, favorite song, a Lucky Ali concert. We created a proposal with a jeweler, in partnership with a jeweler, at the Lucky Ali concert, where Lucky Ali gave him a shout out. But it's something that happens. In India, it's starting. The biggest pop culture moment in India has been concerts. We decided to own it with you all. So there is a way, and leverage it and make technology, make it go viral. Now he's going in every city that he goes to, it's going to happen there. But people are coming up and saying they want to make it a moment. We can. So there are certain things consumer facing that technology makes easy. Certain things we misuse. Go ahead, Nikki. That's, yeah, the last one. I'm going to end here. Go ahead. We have knowledge as we share it, available for free for all staff and the guys who actually interact. If you ever want to engage, use it, please feel free to. While a large part of our work is with consumer facing, we do a lot for retail. If you want anything, please start to use it, consume it. It's not, like I said, it's not education in the truest sense. It's how we can sell what is happening globally. Any facts that we have, information that we have that we would like to share. We would like to use technology to leverage and at least make sure that hum sabka staff says the same language. A big challenge for us in Diamonds is that we all say different things. We would like to have consistency in messaging. On that, I'm going to stop and I'm going to leave the stage for Sachin. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I already got a chance to introduce you, but it's always a joy to speak about you over and over again. Well, this time I'll just repeat myself. This is one gentleman. I think I knew him first when he was with De Beers, and As a normal person, I would never want to invest into diamonds. I said, इतनी महंगी product है यार, क्यों करूँ मैं? My hard-earned money. But this is a gentleman can make you fall in love with this luxury item, and I think no matter whether your pockets are deep enough or no, you may want to just have it. And that's the magic about what he knows about diamonds, and hence probably his knowing the depth on both sides, you know, diamonds and gold. So over to you, sir, to take it from here. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our speaker, please, the Regional CEO, India World Gold Council.
Thank you very much for your very kind introduction. And Richard, this was great. I think it was just so interesting to refresh things that are happening at the front end. And I was thinking in my mind, what do I need to change? And I will try my best not to repeat the things that Richard talked about, and really focus on things that perhaps will bring a different flavor, right? So that we walk out with slightly more interest and a plan of action. So first and foremost, a big thanks to GJPC for these platforms. Less of us come here, but I think, hopefully over the time we'll get more of us. What we heard from Richa was really what's happening in this whole space of consumer tech front end. I'll do a slightly different route, and that's the advantage of going second, that you can change what you want to say. So I always like to emphasize of where we are in India, what's the opportunity in front of us. हम जिस भारतवर्ष में हैं, हमारे आगे क्या what all we can do in our own businesses, in our own journeys. And I think that's very important to start, because if you're saying the opportunity is 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 1 to 100, the time space is 10 years, 20 years, I think it's good to reflect on that. We know last 10, 12 years, we've had a very stable hand behind the steering wheel as a leadership of the nation. Things are going very strong, but few numbers. Last 8 years, we've had 97 new airports. We've had 72 new Vande Bharats. The largest port in the world is coming 20 kilometers from here, bigger than Shanghai. And a lot of such various things which have never happened, certainly in our country, but are not happening anywhere in the world. And where this leading to, we all have been hearing about the Viksit Bharat 2047, our respectable Prime Minister laid the destination. So Bharatvarsh, jo ek developing nation hai, will become a developed nation. The intent is that from a 4.5, 4.8 trillion dollar economy, we should get to about 23 to 30 trillion dollars. Now, that means 4 to 5 new Indias are coming up, and we all will be part of the development of this journey, right? So that's the kind of opportunity. And we've seen China grow in 2005 to 15. This is truly our chance. It's already begun. A lot of us in the industry will see this time coming and going. A lot of us will captivate on it and move forward. And I really think that I heard somewhere around the 5 Ds of India. And again, acronyms are good, but it was interesting. So we talk about the strength of our democracy, which is straight that we are the strongest or the biggest democracy in the world. Power transits one to the other fairly in our country. But the biggest opportunities are demographics. So the average age in India is 29. Average age in China is 39 and a half. Average age in America is 49 plus. Japan has crossed 60. So agle 10 se 20 saal mein, it is our time, clearly. But again, our industry needs to see that hamara jo product hai, and Richa was emphasizing on it again and again around experiences in the product, we don't have an option, but ye jo younger generation hai, they are the people who drive our business. Today, 75% of India is millennial or younger, but yehi hamara future hai, and we need to build on that. So demographics is important. Our diversity is our strength. हर 500 किलोमीटर पे हमारे देश में our food changes, our color of skin changes, the language changes, how we do business changes. I mean, at De Beers and even before at Swatch Group, how you had to do business with your partner in Delhi was very different in South. So all that changes, but it's a great opportunity for us because consumer consumes differently. We have to keep that in mind. I mean, it's like we are a lot of flavors, but it's like a thali. It's individual thali. It's not a khichdi. We don't have khichdi in India. Individual states, that diversity is very well expressed through our product. So we should keep that an option. There is an Indian diaspora, that is the number 4D. 35 million Indians live abroad. They're consuming jewelry, they're consuming, most importantly, they are ambassadors to what the world is. We talk about global companies that are led by Indians, but I think there is an opportunity of Indian diaspora. And why I'm bringing that out is that from a gold jewelry point of view, and it's already happened in diamonds, but I think we will be the leading sort of growth engine for jewelry as a jeweler to the world, and that is also a very big opportunity coming up. And lastly is digital. And Richa, again, you touched so much about the digitization of India. And if I correct it back to just the last 3 to 4 months, digital gold has gone through the roof of buying, right? We've seen UPI transactions in our country that have, the numbers are incredible. So, you know, so these things have already begun, but as you build our businesses into the future, this digitization is not just going to be on the front end buying, but also coming to the back end. So a lot of things is happening on that front area as well. Now, what's been the journey of gold over the years? Gold is talked as a great hedge. We've seen this in kingdoms, temples. People have been saving us. The smartest investor in the world is the Indian housewife. Small quantities of gold, but great wealth creation. And Richa, I was amazed to hear that so many years back, your dadi from your husband's side got diamonds, which was, you know, in that time was, you know, was quite interesting. But the Indian housewife collected small values and volumes of gold, which actually has not just brought wealth to her family, but wealth to our nation. The strength of our India as a nation comes from there, and a lot of things happen around that. Gold is changing and becoming a very important technological product. I foresee in the next 5 to 7 years, you will not see gold as a sleepy asset sitting in my home, my dadis, whatever, which is good reference, but gold will be one of the most important strategic and technological product that you'll hold, touch, feel. And that, I'll try to reflect on that. 30 years back, the main consumption of gold was jewelry. Central banks were the net sellers of gold. तो अगर आप सोचें कि करीब सेंट्रल बैंक बेचते थे और हम लोग ज्वेलरी उसको बना के we were using it. Fast forwarded to current timings, the consumption of gold is become very diverse and the both sectorally and geographically. So पहले Western markets खरीदते थे, Europe खरीदता था, all of the markets. Today, it's the developing markets. Between India, China, Middle East, we consume about 74% of the gold. That's changed geographically. Sectorally, a lot of things have changed. 20% of the gold every year is consumed by central banks. And with, of course, the 2025 figures will be even more stronger there because what's happening to dollarization, leadership of US and all of those things will happen. About 40% of gold is used for investment demand. And I'll talk one figure a little later on the investment demand. About 30 to 32% of the gold is getting used for jewelry. Now, and we believe that percentage should be a little lower for 2025, which will, of course, we'll publish in the next month. And lastly, about 7 to 10% of the gold is used for technology. So all your phones, all your iPhones will have gold. Renewable energy systems use gold. And today with AI getting more and more democratic, the fast AI chips need gold to transmit data so quickly. So I think that we foresee will be another increased area. But on the investment demand of gold, this year, which is 2025 finishing, the investment demand of gold has crossed $6 trillion US. Now, again, 6 trillion कुछ भी होगा, मैं आपको अब INR terms में बनाना चाहता हूँ, ये है क्या? This is 17,80,000 crore rupees of gold moving every day. Just think about it. The consumption of our industry annually, every jeweler put together, all the industry put together is going to touch about 8 lakh crores for the entire year. Just reflect on that. The movement of gold, the investment demand of gold is 17.8 lakh crore rupees per day in 2025. So you need to understand that we are part of something quite big that's moving. And that big is going to take more and more momentum of consumers' mind. आपकी दुकानों में, आपके business में, the obsession today that the consumer has on gold is just a beginning. It'll be more and more important. The fact that अगर आप बोले 2001 में gold का दाम जो 4,500 रुपए per 10 grams था, even then we used to, it was not cheap, it was still expensive. 25 years back gold was expensive. 10 years back gold was expensive. It was not as cheap. Today it's 1,40,000 and we are of course struggling on the volumes, but it will get picked up. And I really believe that as we go forward, you need to keep in mind that the usage of gold from a perspective of value will be important. You know, we have to understand that we are part of this bigger scheme of things happening. and that will reflect on the consumption, that will reflect on what we do into the future. What are we doing in India? A lot of things, and one of the important projects that we led with the government of India is a project called Swarnim Udaan 2047, and the intent was, can we have an aligned view with the long-term vision of the nation, which I mentioned is the Viksit Bharat 2047, but we went back to the government and said, what's the role of the gems and jewelry business in the gold industry? And it perhaps was missing somewhere. And we've attempted to create an articulated roadmap of our business, gold industry, and the gems and jewelry business, of what are we going to do over the next 22 years. If India will become a $30 trillion economy, what's really the road and the roadmap? And we've set out a roadmap for the next 21 years, and we will be very happy to share that with you. We're launching that in March of 2026. But few very interesting things have emerged in that. Number one, we think that if the right triggers are pressed over the next decade, about 30% of the gold that we use will come from our own mines. So mining of gold will happen in India. Secondly, the largest mine in the world of gold, in the world for gold exists in our housewives, in the households that India holds, whether it's 30,000 tons or 35,000 tons. And we have presented to the Ministry of Finance and RBI around solving that in a manner which is around privatization, around tech. And you will see that gold coming to more productive use. So that's the second. We think gold tourism and the artisan work and other elements will get celebrated in our country. That'll be number three. And one of the very interesting elements that we foresee is that while India is a big consumer, which I did mention to you around, but India has almost no significant impact on the price making of gold. So the price discovery happens in the LBMA UK pricing AMPM, and we consume a price given by overseas. And we've given a recommendation to the RBI, and there's a lot of work happening where the banking system will be opened up so that there could be an impact that India can have as we go forward on the impact of the pricing of gold. I mean, not just net takers of that, but also we impact that importantly. So I think as we go forward, all of that will transition. But when I say technology, it's not just about the front end, and I don't want to repeat what Richa, you had explained around various things that we do up our game on the front end, also manufacturing of jewelry, also simple things like how we manage stock. And I've seen that change over the last 15 years back when the same aisles of IIJS, when I was walking with my friends into the, around the aisles, people will say, okay, yaar, aaj lag raha hai ye kharidna chahiye. It's like the gut feeling. Today I see people coming with a little more calculations in the mind as to what volume I need to buy, what value I need to buy. That's good. You need to look at business scientifically. But I think fundamentally also what will change is that there's a lot of work that we're doing on digitizing gold. And that right now, very big experimentations are happening across the world with leading banks. RBI has expressed that they want to be amongst the first participants. But you would see a world where there's almost a digital database of gold. And there will be three things that will happen. This digital or digitization of gold will really point out at three things on every gram of gold that'll come. And my dear friends, it's not very far. It's not like 20 years away. The work is already on. The governments are experimenting at their level. It's going to come to us in a very fast speed. But three things will happen. Number one is that gold will become accessible. So it'll be accessible 24/7. Today, if you compare it with any other asset class, today it's a little not available all the time, and it'll be accessible, which means 24/7, 365 days in a year. It'll be fungible, which means that a organization to be, a country to be, that movement will become more simpler. And thirdly, most importantly, it'll be authentic. So when you say this is what it is, it'll mean what it is in terms of caratage, weight, quantity, ESG, source transparency. So as World Gold Council, we have 32 mining companies that are our members, and every gram of gold now that's mined is on the blockchain technology. We have LBMA, which is the main aggregator of sorts, and the refiner. All of that is happening. So you'll see that time coming very soon, where there will be almost no scope left if your gold is not a part of that database which a consumer cannot identify with. The chances of you to sell out in the open market will only reduce. So while, I had a lot of things to share on what's happening at the front end, but I won't repeat, but structurally things are changing at the back end. At De Beers, there was a lot of technological development that we did on Tracer, and that's progressing. But these structural changes of where your product is coming from is not going to be an option. And I welcome the industry that when you go out there, when you come across any of the manufacturer or organization offering you something which gives you source transparency, get ready with it, because that'll be a competitive edge. consumers will come asking for it. And that's the way I see things happening. So with the crux of the future that I'm certain when we're looking at the next decade, great opportunity in our market. But I only welcome everybody to be open about trying new things. Won't dwell more in detail because you talked so much in the front end, design, whether it's for the dadi or whether it's for the youngster, I'll leave it to you to decide on the brand. But be open on ideas, do try, do fail. Technology is not, and AI again, Richa went in detail, but AI is yet another one, and it's very transformative, but indulge in it. Be the first one to try it. Try it in a small manner, but I would say that do it. But India will be the force of the future, that's for sure. How it's changing, how our leadership is taking the things forward, and with all the elements, and particularly what's happening with gold. I mean, today I was going through the fair, and everybody's been asking me what's going to happen to the price of gold. And as World Gold Council, we don't recommend any indication on price of gold, but I can give you 3 scenarios of what might happen in the world. The first scenario is that in 2026, the leadership of China and Russia and US become best friends and buddies, and they're in love with each other. If that happens, yes, perhaps I think 10-20% price of gold might drop, which seems a very, very bleak possibility. The other possibility is that if there is another war or there's some nuclear thing or extreme war happens, then perhaps the gold price might go up 25%, which I also think is a very bleak possibility. But what perhaps will be possible is the similar sort of situation geopolitically maintains. We think that the structural issue why the gold price has gone or behaved in this manner has been the US debt, which has cost $37 trillion. And please read about it. अगर आपने इसके बारे में नहीं पढ़ा है, तो अगर और आप इस काम में है, ये आपका एक व्यवसाय है, तो उसको आप ज़रूर पढ़िए, because ये आपको एक क्लैरिटी देगा कि हो क्या रहा है. अगर एक US एक देश में उनका जो एक डेट है, जो उधार वो ले रहे हैं अपनी देश चलाने के लिए, उसमें वो they're only furnishing it by printing more currency, and hence the confidence on US dollar is so weak today globally, and that is primarily the reason why gold is behaving the way it is. And there is no reason why that's going to change overnight. So मुझे नहीं लगता कि अगर बहुत ही कुछ चीज़ें चेंज हो जाती हैं, तब भी इसे 3 से 4 से 5 साल के बीच में this is not going to get control. So amongst the 3 scenarios, you must do your own bit. I welcome you to get to World Gold Council website, where it allows, there's a modeling mechanism called GRAM, where you can throw in your inputs and give you an output of what possibly the price of gold would be. So I encourage you to try it. It's a very interesting way to see, but I think we need to get ready to this new reality rather quicker. Consumer coming in saying, "Bhai, मैं तो 50,000 का 10 ग्राम लिया था, अब 1.5 लाख का 10 ग्राम है." It's a new reality. If it means you need to change or adapt to your product or a consumer or a communication, get ready to do that. Things are not changing back. And with that, the consumer is extremely obsessed on this category. And I meet a lot of financial asset class managers today. और हर बंदा बोलता है इतना complexity से कि भाई, investment options, ये वो, there are 20 things, hedge. The fact is that the Indian consumer is a very simple investor. जहाँ पैसा भर रहा होता है, वहाँ पैसा लगाता है आदमी. So it's not about diversification. It's not. We make it too complicated. And the fact is that right now, very simply, silver and gold have gone through the roof. It's not a surprise. Get real. They're obsessed with it because of a very simple fact. Not because, and I agree to you, Richa, the great amount of work that's done in the ESG is not triggering demand. It's a good thing to have, but this will perhaps impact the future. Today, the brass tag is something that's going to go up, is going up. You have a mental interest. And if that can consume wrong jewelry, so be ready of consumers coming in. That's a great magnet. But be ready with solutions that might impact their life in the way they're expressing themselves. I think that'd be a good combination to have. So that's really my initial thoughts. So thank you very much for listening, and happy to discuss alongside with Richa on anything else. Thank you very much.
And I'm going to request both of you to get to center stage, and if you have any questions, then this is your moment. My desk is loaded with real gold and real diamonds right now, so all queries, let the queries also be pretty real enough, guys, because we're dealing with something more precious, and that's time. So please make the best of the moment. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much for the amazing session, Richa and Sachin. So a bit about myself. My name is Pranshu Jain. I'm the founder of a technology company, and we've been helping many manufacturers of jewelry to enhance their operations and bring more sales conversions with AI. Richa, so you were talking about how at the store, this retailer should connect with the customer more, right? And they should talk about things like sustainability. What technology innovations that retailer can bring forward to drive more sales at the storefront? So what I have seen is 60% of the consumers who go to the retail store, they are just browsing. उनको पता नहीं, they need a sales agents assistance कि हमें दिखाओ क्या क्या options है. And that is why we are also building some technology around there कि उनको options discover करने के लिए we can build something like a shop the लोग कि आलिया भट्ट ने ये बनाया तो देखो similar आलिया भट्ट के style के क्या options है. So all these technology innovations I think are coming up. और भी क्या possible I wanted to ask from you both as well कि what things retailers can do to drive sales with technology.
All right, thank you for that question, but because we're a little rush on time, I'm going to allow them to answer. But do we have any more questions? Can people raise your hands? So that, yeah, can you just pass the mic, please? So we'll probably have the questions coming a little collectively, and then if you can like take them one at a time and probably answer them accordingly, because this is going to be a little scrunch. I'm sorry, but please bear up with us.
Sure. Thank you for all the information that you have shared. My name is Deepak Patel, and I help in technology with R&D. So my question is, you mentioned that AI is the next thing that is going to happen, and it is going to change the way the manufacturing is done or how the buying is done. How much should we trust the digitalization of?
I'm going to club both, like she said. For me, it's a combination. You mentioned the word discovery. I think discovery will become digital. You do not have the time. The consumer doesn't have the time. मेरी मम्मी अगर 6 घंटे लगाती थी store में, मेरे पास उतनी patience नहीं है. I get distracted as well. So I think there are certain things which will change. Again, I come back to say it's not going to be who uses AI, but who uses AI smarter than the other. And AI is becoming a generic. आधी presentations आप chat GPT पे करते हैं. आप लिख के बोलते हो चैट जीपीटी लैंग्वेज बेटर कर दे. अब तो मेरे बच्चे टाइप भी नहीं करते, वॉइस नोट करके बोलते हैं चैट जीपीटी टाइप भी कर दे. सो आई फील दैट देर आर सर्टन थिंग्स विच आर अ गिवन. हमारे लिए मोबाइल वॉज अ रेवोल्यूशन. फॉर आवर किड्स इट्स अ हाइजीन, राइट? दे आर born with it. So certain things, but it does not take away from the human touch. It is not today. You are bringing the heart into the technology, and our industry needs it. So when you said that technology is not in the shop, it is. I think that there is a huge amount of work that has happened. अगर आप पिछले 5 साल देखेंगे, now I'm taking for given that I can do a AI tryout, a virtual tryout, and say the consumer is doing it. But it's a balance that we need to achieve. And the problem that, and I'm going to pick on what Sachin also said, the change is so quick that you can't afford to. हमारे पास time था, consumer धीरे धीरे change होता था. हमारे पास time था कि हम अपना brand धीरे धीरे change करते. अब हमारे को पता नहीं है, कल सुबह उठेंगे कंज्यूमर चेंज हो चुका होगा. सो यू आर ऑलवेज वांटिंग टू रीडिफाइन एंड रीइन्वेंट. एंड आई थिंक इट विल बी everybody, like you said, everybody needs to start experimenting, then you see what works for your brand. But आपको कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा. It's not like हम बैठ के कह सकते हैं कि मेरे पापा इस तरह से business करते थे. That cannot happen. So whether it's back end, whether it's front end, it will need to be done.
Thanks, Richa. And again, not repeating what Richa says, I think the only thing I'll like to add on Richa's perspective is that we have to look at what perhaps other industries or other companies, organizations in other countries are experimenting. And at a lot of times I have come across conversations where हम कहते हैं ये हमारी इंडस्ट्री में नहीं चलेगा, ये हमारे देश में नहीं चलेगा, but चला के देखना ज़रूरी है. I'll give you 2 examples which could perhaps be just triggers of thought. You have the Burberry store on New York Street, which I think they use today face technology or face recognition in a very unique manner. I'm a member of I hold a card of Burberry, and when I enter that store, in less than 2 minutes, without greeting me, they greet me with the cappuccino, no sugar, in the right steaming temperature that I like. That's how they greet with me. Now, that is something that is a is a very powerful tool that somebody as a consumer comes in, आपको उसकी history, geography, like of coffee, you don't ask, it's available, is one example. But I think to your question, what can technology do? I think there are various things that we can do to please and delight the consumer, which is obvious. I think there's lots to learn from performance tech, performance brands like, for example, even Nike or running brands, how they get you to use their product, try it, what comes out. I mean, there could be various examples, but I would only say perhaps look outside of our, of our current industry. Meghna is right here. I'm always a big fan of what the work she's done, and the fact that when she got this whole concept of, of imaging in that manner, I think was very ahead of time. Today, that should become the base for every retailer, and we should then, go behind it and say what's the new thing to be done. So I would say just look outside. There's loads happening, but we shouldn't hesitate trying new things, because I think we've done enough hesitation. We've followed enough industries, and now we need to lead that up.
Well, without a show of hands, I believe there isn't another question because, all right.
I want to do some conjunction on it. So we are using precious metal. Like, is there a scope for innovative material like titanium or some other material like?
This time on the red carpet, they were trying, and I think it's to do with the gold pricing as well. It's a function of that. But there is an experimentation. I think that, we forget how quickly the consumer adapts to it. And, I'm going to pick something that the Tata Group spoke about. They said, जब पहली घड़ी आई, उन्होंने कहा, अब digital घड़ी आ रही है, ये पुरानी वाली बंद हो जाएगी. Then जब, the smartwatch came, they said, अब digital घड़ी बंद हो जाएगी. Then the luxury. Every step you see, there is a consumer for everything. Nothing has changed, right, in the watch industry, what we were talking about. So whether it's the extreme high end, you've gone back to old. This year is the year of pocket watches, जो हमारे दादा परदादा पहनते थे. There is a consumer for everything. You pick your niche and you work on it. But there is, I wouldn't shy away from a titanium or a gold or a silver. Last year, every one of them stood up and said, platinum ने बोला हमारा best year था, silver ने बोला हमारा best year था, gold ने बोला हमारा best. सबका ही best year था, same year था. So I think the potential is there. It's what you build or make of it. And today with 3D printing, I've seen 3D printing jewelry which is on the red carpet. So who knows what's next? But don't, like Sachin said, don't shy away from it. Who knows? But I would like to, see us try more, at least. Not forgetting what our core is, but try more.
And just to add one more area which could be interesting, and I completely agree to cross-using or new usage of new materials, which is obvious. But I think another thing that one of our consumer researches that we did, one of the most extensive ones that we just finished in India, threw some light on premiumization and upping the game of our industry. कई बार हम घबराते हैं कि हमारी industry का भी commoditization की तरह चलती है. Can we make a difference? The time is absolutely ripe for that. And again, certain examples, and that's what I'm just sort of triggering conversations here. I would urge all of you to look at a brand called Lapao, L-A-P-A-U. It's a brand in China, 7.5-year-old brand. They are run by 6 cousins, right? They had a traditional brand, but एक चाइना देश में क्या है कि आपके 3-4 हज़ार दुकानें होती हैं तो आप फिर भी छोटे retailer कहलाते हैं. Chauthai Fork is 7,000 plus stores. They are the large retailer. This brand has 32 stores, and their valuation is $5 billion. What they've done is they're doing pure gold, 24 karat gold, in the level of Hermes and a Cartier. So उन्होंने same gold को luxury की तरह बेचना शुरू किया है, and the response is phenomenal. So what I'm saying is that within there is of course an opportunity for different materials, but also there's opportunity to position a product differently, because as Richa was also mentioning, that the width of consumer is so wide, but the needs can be catered with a similar material. So that there is an opportunity that you don't have to be a brand from Europe for 500 years to build luxury. I mean, there's a lot that can be done. Consumer is quite ready, and our research says that India is absolutely ready to consume in a premium manner.
And with that, I think we come to the end of our session. Thank you to both my speakers. A request to our Director for Events and CRM, GJEPC, Mr. Vikrant Pradhan, to kindly do the honors of sharing a little token of appreciation. We are delayed for our next session, but this brings us to the end of this session. We are going to move on to our next session. We'd like to move on to our next session, charting your global journey, practical tools, and become a successful exporter. This session is going to begin in another 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, you can please continue to stay on your seats. There cannot be a better speaker to speak on exports and giving us what the best that the industry has to offer other than Mr. Mihir Ajit Shah. So ladies and gentlemen, please continue to sit. Thank you.